Alright, so a bit of a different video, kind of shying away from, just gameplay and the new stuff. And kind of more of a community thing. I would like to also see, comments about what you guys think and stuff like that. But Seaton, which, quit the game like over 2 years ago, asked on Twitter, and I already quote tweeted him, but I'm not going to show my tweet. I'm gonna go a little more deep than what I actually replied with, but he asked for, Great Cross players. Over the last 2 years, what do we believe is the best and worst stuff they've made? I'm going to read the whole thing, but the way I'm going over, so the way I compiled my favorite stuff and my least favorite stuff is actually since he quit, not like 2 years specifically, because he quit in like July 2021, and that's actually two and a half years ago. So kind of like, if you quit after the second anniversary pretty much, and you just came back, what's like the best stuff they made? What's the worst stuff they made, in my opinion, right? And pretty much that. And honestly, looking over what they've done a lot of really good stuff. But obviously, also some questionable stuff as well. So starting off, I think, he asked, what are the best and most fun pieces of content that have been added to the game? I have 3 things. I definitely will say what's my favorite, but I for each category I try to put 3 different things and say which one is my favorite or least favorite. So I think that the most fun I had out of any new content for the past 2 years and a half has definitely been the second time they brought back the Chaos game mode, where it reset every single day. Having a new, super interesting and different meta team every single day for like 2 weeks straight was so much fun. I hope they bring this back soon, and the rewards were really good, like just extra gems and whatever came in the other chest. Really great game mode. Again, it just goes, this is something that people have been asking for years, and they did it. That's a crazy thing. Like, people are like, dude, make a game mode that has like a cost for each character, so the most OP characters can't be just used on every single team. They did that. Like, that's crazy. They did that. And it was super fun. And when they reset every day the cost, it was even better. Also, I'm a big fan of Labyrinth, especially the first few. I think the past few Labyrinths have been a little played out, but I'm still a big fan of Labyrinth. I think it's a great piece of content. Could be a little more explored. I think that they definitely could do more with it, and they kind of just have been doing the same over and over again, but definitely a great piece of content, and it's always fun playing it every single 2 months and a half or whatever that it comes back. It's pretty cool. And lastly, the 3, I actually put Hero Arena. Now, Hero Arena I think is going to be a polarizing one for me to say. Depending on how like built your account is, you're going to have like a super tough time with Hero Arena. But it's just because it's an end game activity, right? It's a really hard, like compared to like Labyrinth, which you can go in with like pretty much a fresh account and beat. Hero Arena is meant for people that have been playing the game since day one, pretty much. For it to be the highest difficulty, you can beat the lower difficulties and still get the 100 LR coins, especially with the recent changes they made. I think figuring out the teams that can beat the challenger is like fun every single time it comes back. Personally, I like it. And even if like sometimes I don't even do challenger, I just do the one under because I know I'm just gonna like do it really quick. It's 6 weeks, dude. I need to do it 6 times. So maybe the first week I do it just to try and beat the challenger. Do it once, and then maybe I just go for the lower difficulty because it's easier. Like I can guarantee I go first. Stuff like that. But I'm a big fan of Hero Arena. I think it's a great addition. So honestly, just in these 2 pieces of content, and they keep cycling, right? These PvE pieces of content, either you have Labyrinth on or you have Hero Arena on. In conjunction with like everything in the game, this game has a ton of stuff to do, that's for sure. Now next he asks, what are the best and most fun characters that have been added? Again, I'm going over ever since he quit, and for me, the most fun and bestest character that came out, since then is definitely Trader Mally. I think the design of this character was insane at the time. he was the best character in the game for both PvE and PvP, and he was just so reliable. And it goes like to this day. Now we just got a new melee that is better in PvE than this guy, but 2 years later, you were still running him on the highest difficulty stage in the game if you didn't have like the most optimal team, like the Snake. If you were running Snake with Traitor Melee, you were still beating it. Like, it's the most difficult activity in the whole game. And obviously now they've released the characters made for the activity, right? But if you didn't have the characters made for the activity, you could still run with Traitor Melee and he would reliably win for you because the extreme amount of damage reduction for your whole team. Extremely well-designed character and fun to use. Now, for the second place, I actually have the one Ultimate. I like Escanor, so this one's very biased, but his design is just like, it's just so Escanor. He does the finger attack, and then he hits super hard on one enemy, but then he he also hits super hard on the other enemies, even though it's a single target. And the AoE, the lower health he has, the more you're scared of his AoE. I don't know, man. I'm a big fan of Escanor's design, and I'm glad that he's still getting good units, you know? And last I was actually kind of torn. I was gonna put a Starossa, because yeah, his design is like also masterful, but I think I have to give the third place to Tyr. Dude, they messed up. Like, this character should not exist. Now he's not meta anymore, but they did too much. Like, that's the thing. They gave him even stuff that wasn't on his passive. You know, either the crit chance or the attack. I think the crit chance, it wasn't even on his passive. I don't think it still is it? I don't even know. It wasn't even on his passive that the lower health he has, the more crit chance he gets. They forgot to add in more stuff that he was supposed to have, but was also working. Like, this character, so stupid. Man, he was really fun to run once he came out. Just seeing him one-shot a whole team with a level 1 AoE, it's dumb, but I like it. Alright, so now it's the part that people are gonna get mad at me for. What are the worst and least fun pieces of content? I think there's an objectively speaking worst piece of content they made and a subjective one. So I'm gonna go for the objective one first. Objectively, the worst piece of content they made was the recent like boss rush demonic beast BS they made. Like, not like it was a month ago, November. Dude, this thing, right, was so hard. I believe, and I could be wrong, there might have been more, but I believe only one person beat the hardest difficulty. So in this video, I did like the first difficulty, and I didn't even bother recording a video for the second difficulty. But on the highest difficulty, I'm pretty sure, for what I've heard, only one dude beat it in the whole like game. I don't know about global, but that was JP. One dude, and he's the guy that has the #1 box in the game. Like, the one dude beat it. There might have been more, but the fact that it's like it was acknowledged that only one guy would have beaten it is insane. Insane. The rewards were garbage as well. Absolute garbage. So this is, I think, is objectively the worst game mode they made. They took it off the game, and it hasn't come back yet. Hopefully, when it comes back, it becomes beatable. But I think this is objectively, but I don't know. Maybe you guys disagree with me. And subjectively, and I'm gonna have to like really explain this one so people don't get mad at me too much. I think the demonic beasts are bad. Not all the time. What I mean by that is the demonic beasts are designed in a way where in the first month or like 2 months of release, they feel impossible to beat. And then they release a character that has a passive design to counter everything the beast does. That is not good design. That is horrendous. That is one of the worst things ever. Dogs, for example. Dogs were so poorly made day one, right? That, you know, in the first like month or so, I was beating floor 3s every week. But it was so bad that when the snake dropped, I didn't even bother trying floor 3 until Freya got her holy relic. Because why would I? When they designed the activity to be pretty much impossible to beat. Like, people post screenshots like, I finally beat it after 4, 5, 6 hours of trying constantly. Dude, I don't want to be 6 hours trying non-stop until I get good RNG. I'd rather do something else. Like, video games are not doing your taxes, dude. They are meant to distract you from other shit, not the shit that you're meant to be distracted from. Poorly designed, and then they release a character, or in the snake's case was the holy relic, but they release a character that you need to summon for, designed to beat the thing as easy as possible. Yeah, now the snake, I can auto the thing. Like, how is this good design? It's terrible design. Like, yeah, you can, like, now, like, okay, the bird is not that bad. I can just beat in, like, a turn every single phase. Yeah, now, did you beat bird first week? Probably not. You know why? Because it was designed to be impossible. It was designed for you to want Megalda once she comes out. It's an activity designed for you to either buy bundles or force you to summon for characters designed specifically for one activity. Like, for example, tell me, right, when they make good PvE characters like the new melee, how much value does it give to your box? Insane value. It gives an insane amount of value to your box. You have the best PvP character, you have the best PvE character overall. That is amazing. When they release a character like this thing right here, the Summer Red Margaret, what value does it bring except beating one very specific activity? Nothing. That's all it gives to you. Bad design. I hate it. You can disagree if you want. Last but not least, the worst and least fun characters that have been added to the game, and why. I think the least fun character is incredibly easy. My most hated character is Hel. Not even close. I hate her. I hate her passive design. I hate that she's a Ragnarok festival. It's mainly the Ragnarok festival thing. It was a dark time. It was a dark time when this character released. It was sad. It was just sad. I am not a big fan of Ragnarok to begin with. I appreciate, like, I'm not, I'm not, you know, blind to when a character is fun. Like, I added Tyr to my top 3 because I think genuinely he has good, fun, maybe not good, but fun character design. And I liked using him. I did not like using Hel. She's a character that gets more revives per ult level, which, by the way, they didn't even talk about ult levels that give extra passives. Yeah, she is one of those. You get more revives if you have more ult level. And she plays like you are a very scared person. You're like, I need to be attacked to corrode the enemy. I can't go first. Or I can't, like, attack the enemies unless they touch me first. Very unfun way of playing. Don't like it. Hate her and everything she stands for. I know some people are big fans of Hel because they like waifus. Whatever, dude. Whatever. I guess this is not a character, but Nanashi's Holy Relic. If they deleted this from the game tomorrow, I think everyone would be happier. Maybe not now, because unknowns, thankfully, are irrelevant again. Thank God, until the next festival unknown. But if they deleted this relic from the game, I would be genuinely happier. I was struggling to find a third place, to be honest, so I'm just gonna slide this in. I don't even think I have that much hatred for this character like I have for Hel. But Peak Dian was pretty annoying. In general, I don't like characters that are like super made for people who are scared of fighting and just want to tank or just want to, you know, make the match last as long as possible, kind of like Goddess Liz or like HP scalers like Bon. Not a big fan of characters like that, so I'm not a big fan of Diane either. But I don't have anything against Diane. She wasn't even like a character that gave me repulsive feelings like hell. I'm exaggerating. I'm exaggerating. But yeah, I guess if I had to slide a third place, it would be Diane. Peak Diane. Post Tarmiel Link. Like, before Tarmiel Link, she was irrelevant, right? But when Tarmiel Link came out and she became meta, it was annoying. Not that big of a deal, but it was annoying, so I guess I would include here. So yeah, honestly, all in all, even with the rant I had with Demonic Beasts, I think they did have good stuff. To be honest, looking at the 2.5 years, there's not much. Clearly, most of their team that used to work in the game is now working on Origin, so is what it is, right? We're gonna have to wait and hope Origin turns out good. But for the 3 developers that are still working on the game, they can do good stuff sometimes.